TV gamers, welcome to episode 3 of Terra Talks. I'm your host, Tara Babcock, here with Zoomin.tv Games. Whew, that's better. So, this week's topic is going to be because I get asked this a lot, and partially because I started the show to get new people into StarCraft and esports. But Tara's topic this week is going to be newbie tips to get into StarCraft 2 with. So, to avoid jumping onto the StarCraft multiplayer, getting raped a few times on ladder, and deciding to quit, here are a few things I recommend to get you started on the game as a noob. Suggestion number 1. Play through the campaign. Come on guys, the storyline is amazing, but not only that, it will teach you a couple fundamentals that'll get you really accustomed to the gameplay. You definitely don't want to miss the Raynor and Kerrigan love story, or the Mirahan and Matt Horner one. Play through the tutorial modes of all 3 races before you decide which race is best for you. They're quick and they give you some XP and levels to start out with, as well as some great starter build orders and tips. The third suggestion I have is to watch Twitch TV streams. Not only can you pick up great mechanics from pro gamers, but you can also watch entertaining streams to pass the time, like mine. In addition, I also recommend that you watch Apollo's YouTube tutorials, as they helped me a lot in the lower leagues. Now that you've done all this, you are ready to try the StarCraft 2 ladder. Good luck, have fun! Are you feeling stressed out because you're on a losing streak and just kind of want to relax? Not to worry, I have tips for that as well. The first option is Unranked Ladder. This is exactly like regular ladder, except for if you lose, it doesn't ruin your score. And if you win, it doesn't up your score. It just pits you against people of your skill level so you can try out new build orders and new races. It's pretty awesome. No more ladder anxiety. What I personally do the most is play team games with my friends when I'm stressed. There's also a great 2v2v2 map now, which is pretty hectic and crazy. But, you know, it's laid back when you're just playing with your friends 2v2s or 3v3s or even 4v4s. Maybe an FFA? Let's do it. Not into grinding ladder at all? Well, the arcade is awesome and it's much easier to navigate now with a ton of new games that will keep you busy for hours with your friends. Some of my favorites are Star Dodgeball, Photon Cycles, Magecraft, Star Jeweled, Barcraft, and a bunch of others. And don't forget guys, losing games is a part of playing StarCraft. Nobody picks up the game and is just instantly good. It's incredibly addicting, but it does take time to master. You can do it. Good luck, have fun. Wow, is it that time already? It's time for the StarCraft tutorial segment. This week we're going to be talking about the new Protoss units and changes for Heart of the Swarm. Let's get into it. The gas cost of the Dark Shrine is now 150 down from 250. This means that you'd better get detection early because Dark Templars can now stealth into your base at an earlier time in the game. There have been many changes to the Mothership in Heart of the Swarm. It now comes from the new Mothership Core unit, which we'll talk about later in the segment. My favorite change, however, is the removal of Vortex. This means that the Zerg player will no longer have to worry about a mass Broodlord one-shot from the Archon toilet. Whew. The carrier has been re-added to Heart of the Swarm after being removed early in the beta process. Interceptors can now change targets when in leash range. This is something that Liquid Tyler pleaded for on YouTube, and he actually got the change. The Void Ray's Prismatic Beam will no longer charge up, but a new ability has been added to compensate for and balance this fact. Prismatic Alignment increases damage to armored units by 6 for 20 seconds with a 1-minute cooldown and does not scale with upgrades. The supply cost for the Void Ray has also been increased from 3 to 4. Yeah, let's jump into the new units now that we've gotten general changes out of the way. The Mothership Core is a flying support unit with 3 abilities, mostly used for early base defense, army support, or putting a little bit of pressure on harvesters. Just like the Mothership, a Protoss player can only have 1 of these at a time, and the Mothership Core can actually evolve into a Mothership once the fleet beacon is warped in. The first Mothership Core spell is Photon Overcharge. This allows the Nexus to deal a pretty decent amount of damage for a whole minute with 13 range. This is one of the reasons I have personally stopped doing my 11-minute bomber push. It really protects Protoss bases from early timings. Mass Recall is still an option for Protoss, but now only allows the player to warp all targeted units to a nearby Nexus. This is still a pretty great backup plan for an army out of position or an attack gone awry. Time Warp creates a field that slows the crap out of ground units that run through it. This absolutely sucks for my Terran army trying to stutter step, use concussive shield, or get out of an engagement. The ability lasts for a whole 30 seconds and slows by 50%. Let's do the Time Warp again! Let's never sing again. The Oracle is a very strong flying harass unit, as well as a great support caster addition to the Protoss army. Let's just say I'm really glad they removed Entomb in beta. Otherwise, this unit would be a little too crazy. Revelation is a spell that reveals all enemy units and buildings in a target area for 60 seconds, granting really important scouting and map awareness information. This also leaves an emblem on the enemy units and buildings for the duration, following their movement. Envision is another detection-based spell for the Oracle, making it worthy of its name. It grants vision around the Oracle for 1 minute with a cooldown of 1 minute. With the DT, Observer, Mothership, and now the Oracle in its abilities, Protoss is really the authority when it comes to cloaking and detection. Activate Pulsar Beam charges the attack of the Oracle and deals extra damage versus light to ground units when active. Remember guys, do not attack a single Oracle in your mineral line with less than 6 Marines. The Oracle is a really strong choice for harass. The Tempest is a pretty cool addition to the Protoss army. It's a late game flying bombardment ship with insane range that deals extra damage to massive flying units like Broodlords and battlecruisers. This guy actually has longer attack range than it does vision. This means that you're going to have other Protoss units on the front lines spotting for it, as well as buffering and keeping it safely at max range. The Oracle's Revelation will also work as a spotter for this unit. Interestingly, the Tempest used to look a lot like the carrier with a darker skin and was actually meant to replace it. It used to even give out drones like the carrier that were called shurikens. Another great use of the Tempest is in a mirror match versus a sky toss. It can deal a great amount of damage to carriers, motherships, other Tempests, and even Colossi. Yes, Colossi are also affected by the extra damage versus massive air units buff. Pretty cool, huh? Well, that's all folks. I hope you guys enjoyed this week's episode of Terra Talks. Next week, we're actually going to delve into something a little bit more strategical for StarCraft 2, which I'm really excited about. From now on, it's not going to be units, it's going to be more about build orders, how to expand greedily without dying, and a bunch of other awesome stuff. So, see you guys there. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments what you'd like to see. I'm actually going to be taking more suggestions for my Terra topic next week, so let me know. See you guys next week. Bye! Would you guys like to see the full episodes of Terra Talks, including the gaming news? Would you guys like to see more episodes of Terra Talks? Would you guys like to see just more top 5s, top 10s, and awesome action and gaming in general? Guys, check out youtube.com/zoomingames. You will love it, trust me. Zoomin.tv Games is the best. See you guys there.